What's up? Welcome back. I got my water now. Got my water. It's the good stuff right there. Fiji, if you're out there, pay me. I need the money. Nah, but ah, refreshing. Okay, so now I finished my little commercial. Um, and we were talking about Will and Jada. I mean, not Will and Jada, but Will and Chris. And we were just kind of digging in on the whole situation. uh the media right now is really trying to play into it and trying to try to create an environment where we look at Will a certain way, or we look at Chris Rock a certain way, or really trying to they really taking it, trying to take it to the next level when it really doesn't have to be that way. You know what I mean? um it really doesn't have to go that far, as far as taking it to the authorities and all that kind of stuff. And while I'm thinking about it right now, please like and subscribe. Please hit the bell so that you can get future, be alert of any future videos. And also take a look at the description below. In the description below, I talk about I have links to for if you're interested in crypto, if you're interested in the metaverse. I have some links for you just to help you out. um and if you're interested, just go down there and check it all out, and hopefully it'll help you, hopefully it would benefit you. All right, so enough of all that talk. Going back to Will and Chris Rock, two good, neither both of these guys are neither of these guys are known for, scrapping, fighting, and carrying on in this kind of way. They both have had issues in their marriages. We know that Chris Rock had a divorce a few years ago, and he's uh he's probably recovering financially from that now. I don't know where he is from that, but he had a little situation, and we know that Will's been in the limelight, in the media forefront for a couple of years now, and the media has been giving him a bad shake right now. They've been giving him, some of it is probably his, it could be, possibly some of it is could be his fault, to a degree. um Either way, it just looks bad. No matter whose fault it is, it looks bad. um we know they had the whole red table talk. I never really watched the show like that. I'm not really into like gossip talk like that. I'm not really into that kind of thing. uh hearing I'm not into that kind of hearing that kind of stuff. you know uh, I really don't want to know what's in somebody's personal life, as far as like who's sleeping with who and all that kind of stuff. I really don't even think that's any of my business. I don't think it's the world's business to know. And I think it's dangerous, and I think all those situations, with we talk, people been bringing up what's his name, August. I don't really know his name like that. I don't really listen to his music like that. But his situation with Jada and everything, bringing that up and saying that oh well, Will didn't hit him and smack him around, and that why he want to go for Chris Rock. Well, I think there's a big difference, and that big difference is, okay, yeah, he slept with his wife or whatever, but one, him and his wife were separated, right, during that time. That's number one. Second thing is, his wife allowed that situation. So if he's gonna be mad at anybody, he shouldn't be mad at the dude. He should be mad at his wife for that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure him and his wife have had that discussion. That's the private discussion that they need to have in their homes amongst themselves. Not the whole world don't need to know. We don't need to know what's going on in their house, and what discussions they have. who knows what who knows what those talks are like? You know what I'm saying? We don't know Will like that, so we gotta take a step back as spectators. We gotta take a step back and know where our role is and when to leave certain things alone. You know what I mean? Because all of that isn't our business. You know what happens between a man and a woman is between them, and nobody should step in. That's just how I feel. Um, what else? What else was I about to say? Yeah, yeah, people saying, oh, if he not gonna address uh oh, I forgot his name. August, yeah, August. Then why is he stepping up now? Let me tell you something, man. As much as this man has been in the media, man, I'm sure this stuff has been building up. Building up. I seen him on I saw him on let me put my I don't want to start talking the way I talk at home, but I want to have a more professional voice. I'm sorry, everybody. Forgive me. Let me put my work voice on. But yeah, what I'm about to say, see, made me lose my train of thought. Uh yeah, Will, I'm trying to remember now I'm getting off I don't want to go off subject. Uh Will's been in the media so long, and this stuff has been building up, time after time. A few weeks, yeah, that's what I was about to say. A few weeks ago, or it could have been a month ago or so now, I saw Will and his wife. They were on, it was on TV, and I think it was like a some kind of event. Like, I'm not sure if it was a red carpet event or whatever. It was some kind of event, and it was a news reporter, and it was a woman. It was a lady news reporter, and maybe some of you have seen it. It's a lady news reporter, and she said something off. She said some off color stuff, whatever, and it had something to do with the entanglement, and she threw, and I was like, yo, why would you even, you know why would you do that? Why would you just throw that in a conversation? you know why would you know what I'm saying? This is real life, you know what I'm saying? That's not funny. You know what I'm saying? She was a real life reporter, and I seen the look on his face, and he laughed just like he laughed at the awards. He had a big laugh, ha 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 ha, and you could tell he was laughing, but he wanted to off her, man. He wanted to off that lady, man. I'm so dead serious. If you look at his eyes, man, you could tell that was not funny. And everybody's been saying, I must say another thing. A lot of people been saying, and even in the news, oh well, he was laughing, so he was okay. Nah, that doesn't mean, yeah, that does not mean anything, man. People laugh just to cover. You know what I'm saying? People laugh just to cover their real emotions. So you know, some people, that's how they cope. They try to cope, and they use that laughter so that they can bury that emotion. But yesterday, it just wasn't going. It just wasn't. He probably tried to bury it in that laugh, and it just he just erupted. So yeah, everybody, you know, I think they need to take that whole he was laughing, and so it looked like he was with the no, they need to take that out of the conversation, because that has nothing to do with how he really felt. And his real emotion came out when he walked up on that stage, and when he sat back down and said what he had to say. Hold on for a sec. Yeah. And then, we talk about mental health and all this and that. We need to look out for people's mental health and all that kind of stuff. Well, you know what? It's these kind of problems that happen. Everybody's not in the limelight like him, so they might not. They might. It might not go as far as that for people like you and me. We're not famous like that. So like, those kind of problems aren't going to get magnified to the same degree as a person like him. But those kind of problems can mess with our mental health, you know what I mean? So his mental health is something that needs to be looked at, and I'm not saying that he's crazy or anything like that. I'm not saying that, suggesting that at all. But what I'm saying is, it's those kind of issues that are very traumatic. When somebody says something about you, it what do you call it? Stirs up a traumatic. It can become trauma. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'm saying that right. I'm not a professional mental health person or a doctor or anything like that. I'm not a therapist, but I mean, I do understand that words mean something, and even jokes could push certain buttons, that can make a person just snap and come out of character. Um, so mental health is a real issue, and we supposedly, we just had a young lady a few months ago jump off a balcony of her apartment in New York City, you know, and we have no idea what she was going through. We have no idea what was going on in her mind. We don't know if somebody had said something to her. We don't know that. We don't know. She was smiling, and everybody thought everything was okay. She was smiling and going about her life as if nothing wrong was going on. We don't know. Now we know, as far as we know, it wasn't Chris Rock that said a joke about her or anything like that, or it wasn't no comedian. You know what I'm saying? But we don't know what was going on in her life, and there could have been something that triggered, something somebody could have said that could have triggered something, you know. And I mean, I think we need to take a look at that. You don't know what's going on in the mind of Will Smith. You know what I'm saying? That he could. We don't know if he has suicidal thoughts, and a person in his position could easily have suicidal thoughts. He has more pressures than most regular people do. You know, we don't have the same kind of pressures that he has. He has a lot to live up to. He has a lot of there's a lot of expectations on him, more than somebody like myself, or somebody like probably you. There's expectations of him. He has expectations from his family. He has expectations from the industry that he works in, you know and then he has responsibility financial responsibilities that we know nothing about, you know that we don't understand. For the most part, we don't understand how his money works. We don't understand how all his property, from just different things that he has to deal with, that we don't have to worry about. um so yeah, mental health is something that we need to take a look at also. I don't want to just kind of make this a sad sappy story and try to make him a victim or anything, because I don't necessarily want to make him a victim. He's a human being, but at the same time, I don't want to. I can it really, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's really hard for me to point the finger at him um too much. There are areas where I feel like, yo, he this could have been taken care of maybe a long time ago, but it didn't happen. Uh I'm contemplating what so there's certain things that I'm even contemplating in my head if I even want to go and talk about. But yeah, let's talk about it. As far as him, things that he could, I can only talk about it from my perspective. After that whole red table talk and the whole entanglement thing, just as a man, that just kind of like, that was probably the most emasculating moment in that I know of in Black history. I'm gonna say that, like, not in Black history. I'm not. That's going too far, because you talking about slavery and you know all that. I don't want to compare it to that. But at least in this time, at least in 2000 22, 21, 2020, whatever year that was when it happened, but the whole the whole entanglement, that whole ride, that whole news ride, media ride with the whole entanglement thing, man, that was very emasculating. And God knows what that could have done to that man's mind, you know. Now we all know there's some crazy things that's happened in his, his home life and everything like that. That's their business. They did allow it to become the public's business, which something I disagree with. That should have never been public's. In the public should have never known what was happening in their house or whatever. You know, that's just something. Maybe some things they couldn't hide, and maybe they felt like they had to just go tell it all, just so people already know this and this and that about us, so we might as well just go tell it all. But I definitely think that was an error in I'm going to say his mistake, because he's the man of the house. I think that was a mistake on his part. I don't think that I in one sense, because he has a wife that has a dominant role, and she's an actress also. She's not as big as of an actress as he is. I hope I said that right. She's an actress, but he's a very more, how do I say that without sounding bad? He's on a different level than she is when it comes to their position within the industry. Okay. Um, he makes the bulk of the money in that house. He definitely is the breadwinner. And I'm not saying that she doesn't bring in any income or anything. She's probably on her own. She probably does very well, but she does not bring in the hundreds of millions that he does. I'm going to say that. So I'm gonna be honest, man. In her On her side, there's got to be like, as far as, I don't know how their relationship is behind closed doors, but in public, she needs to respect that man a whole lot more in public. That's what needs to happen. But he needs to demand that. And that's my position. That's my personal opinion on that. Uh she needs to respect him a whole lot more in public. It's one thing she wants to carry on behind closed doors and do some, be crazy and all that kind of stuff. But in public, she needs to at least put on that face like she got some sense. And I'm not saying that she act like she ain't got no sense, but I mean, she be on some weird stuff, man. She Some really weird stuff, man. But that's not definitely not the kind of woman I would want to rock with. But um you know, yeah, she has to at least display more more respect and admiration for that man, especially because he really is, like, if you really think about it, in the acting world, he's the pinnacle. I mean, he's the guy. He's really making, he's the top tier. He's in the top tier, you know what I'm saying? He's one of the guys making the most money out there in the acting world. I'm sure there's people on his level, but he's made all the big moves in their relationship. And even before their relationship, he was always a bigger star than she was. And nothing to take away from, I mean, there's not too much to take away from her, but she's a great actress in her own right, but she hasn't had the success that he's had. We got to be honest there. And we gotta be honest. If she decides to not do any other movie ever again, we won't miss her. We will never miss Jada not doing. If Jada says, I don't want to do movies anymore, we won't miss her. You know what I'm saying? And not to take away. Look, man, I loved her when she was in on what did she do? She did a different world. all the '90s stuff, the stuff that she did, I forgot that movie where she robbed banks and stuff. That joint, I was about to say Training Day, but that's that's not that's Denzel, but I forgot the movie she did. Um, I'll remember another time, but yeah, you can put it in the chat. But yeah, I mean, we're not gonna really miss Jada. So Jada, I really feel like she has to have a higher respect for him, or at least play it off in front of everybody. You know what I'm saying? Don't let your man look like that. You know what I'm saying? So I do blame her, but I do blame him a bit. I do blame him a bit too, because that's respect is something that you have to command and demand. That's something you can't let stuff. There's some things you just can't let slide. You have to at least carry yourself in a way where she understands the seriousness of you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying you go around slapping your wife around and all that kind of stuff. That's craziness, man. You don't have to do all that to command or get respect. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be mean to command or get respect. But there's a way that you have to draw your lines, and you have to say, hey, look, we in this relationship. These are the perimeters in this relationship. We don't go outside of this box. You know what I'm saying? And I think to a degree, I think he's because when you make that kind of money, I'm gonna be honest. If you Most men who make that kind of money, most men, when if you ladies, if you ever get with a man that's making that kind of money that Will's making, most of those guys are not gonna be the kind of guys that's gonna let you just ride them like that. You know what I'm saying? They most of those guys, they work so hard that, hey, you gonna have to follow their lead. And whatever dreams and ambitions you have, I mean, you know, they making that kind of money. You know what I'm saying? You talking about guys who making like 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, half $1 billion. You know what I'm saying? $500 million. Once you get up in those ranks, there's no, well, what about my dreams and all that? No, your dreams is to take these trips. Those your dreams. Here's some tickets to Aruba. You know what I'm saying? That's your dream. You know, your business dream. You don't need a business. He got all the business. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to be here and tell women not to work, or not to work hard, or have dreams or anything like that. I'm just saying, if you decide that you're dealing with a dude with a guy that has that kind of money, that's what you should expect, you know. But going back to Will and Jada, yeah, I, Will has to be able to command that, and I think that's part. I think his aggression last night is due to his lack of of his lack of not standing up when he needed to stand up. And I think him being voiceless for so long has made him. And you know what? On one side, he doesn't seem voiceless because he's Mr. Hey, Mr. Nice Guy, Mr. Hey, everybody's friend, around and everything. And I think to a degree that could be a shell though too. Him being Mr. Extrovert, Mr. Mr. Friendly, playing that Mr. Nice Guy role, and I'm sure that could be stressful just alone, just trying to play that role all the time and smile in people's face and shake everybody's hand and be. I'm gonna be honest. If I had to do that all the time, every day, smile in people's faces and act like I'm everybody's friend and be cool with everybody, that would wear me out, man. That's a job by itself. That's a job because I'm naturally, I'm a nice person, but I'm naturally very introverted. I'm very not much. that person. I mean, I'm a nice person, but I have, I have my ways too. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that could be tiring, and everybody thinking they can get over on you a little bit, and so they feel like they can say certain things to you. Now, that's gonna push you as a man. If people always feeling like they could say things to you, say certain off color words to you, or say off key words to you, and I'm gonna be honest, like you as a man, you have to nip that in the bud, when it's early. The first time somebody disrespects you, even a little bit, you have to you have to you have to let that be known that, hey, that's not acceptable. You have to draw your line and say, I don't tolerate this. I don't tolerate that. And I think that's something that people don't do a lot. You can't, and when you don't set boundaries, it's things like that that can't happen. Like yesterday, as far as him getting to that breaking point. You should never have to get to a breaking point. People should know way in advance, hey, look, he doesn't accept this. He doesn't saying this way is not the right way to do it. So you don't even think about going that way. You know what I mean? Um, you know what? I think if all these problems hadn't happened, I really believe that Will probably wouldn't have went off yesterday. I don't think he would have walked up on that stage yesterday if all those things didn't happen. Prior, all the media attention and everything. Not only that, honestly, going back to Chris Rock. Um, I think, you know maybe there should have been some responsibility on his part though too. I think this is a situation where there's some responsibility for everyone to take. Not just one person. If Chris Rock had kept the joke solely about Will, Will would have been fine. He would have fine. Once it got to his wife, and then him seeing his wife's expression on her face, you know what? It's crazy because, like, I'm not married, and I've been in relationships, and I've had my moments where I've gotten out of character, you know, even feeling that maybe the woman I'm dealing with has got disrespected or whatever. And it's one of those things where you just you're not even thinking, like, and that's where I can kind of understand the situation a little bit better. It's like it's one of those moments where you're not even thinking. The disrespect happened, and you just kind of zone out, and whatever happens happens. And I think that's what happened with Will. He zoned out when he got up on that stage. He was in a zone. Once you hear that disrespect to your woman, it's just everything is just like wow, 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 wow. It's really kind of like you just zone out a little bit. um so I can't. It's hard for me to really pass. It really is hard for me to pass judgment on him when it comes to what happened on that stage. As far as that moment, as far as the reason why it happened, there's a lot of things he could have did to make sure that. But prior, I'm talking about years. Years of things that he probably hasn't done or has done that plays a role into what happened yesterday, because that we all know that smack wasn't really for Chris. We know that smack wasn't really for him. I mean, he really was just a tool for him to get all that off his chest, all that trauma. And it's sad that he had to, but he pulled the trigger at the same time. And it's one of those things where, I feel for Chris Rock, but I don't. You know, I feel for him, but at the same time, you don't put it's just a whole just as a man, I know if I can rag on another dude, you know what I'm saying? I can rag on him. Homie, not a homie. I can rag on him all day. But nothing in my mind is gonna go, hey, let me talk about his wife. You know what I'm saying? Or let me talk about his sister or any woman in his family. Well, me doing that, I'm asking for, unless in my mind, I'm trying. If I do something like that, it's because I'm trying to start a fight. I'm trying to get physical. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to do. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, if I'm just playing around, ha ha ha, I'm not going. I know that there's a limit. You know, and you know what? s- Maybe some people get to a position in their careers, like in entertainment. I feel like a lot of entertainers get into a position in their careers where they think, oh well, I'm untouchable now. And maybe Chris Rock felt like he was untouchable to an extent, you know. But I'll throw this at you. This is something I've been thinking about. I've been thinking about this all day. Let's take Will Smith and Jada out of those seats. All right, they're not even there. All right, this is not their night for Oscars. Let's put Mike Tyson in that seat, and let's put his wife in the other seat. Let's say his wife is aspiring, or she's an actress or whatever, and she's been doing her thing. You know, hold on. Let's say she's been doing her thing, and Mike Tyson is sitting in that seat. Do you think, that I know for a fact that Chris Rock would, if that joke was written in, he would have pulled that out. He would have pulled that out because he knows he knows what Mike Tyson is capable of. And when it all boils down to is Chris Rock even doesn't respect Will Smith. He doesn't respect him. And that's what it boils down to, respect. And if he did respect him, he would at least maybe came to him prior and say, "Hey, man, I got this joke. Hey, is this okay? Hey, hey." You know what I'm saying? At least, before. You know what I'm saying? Because this is going to be televised. It's not. It's one thing if it's a joke. It's one thing if it's a joke, and it's just among the people that's there. You know what I mean? Just the people that's there gonna see and hear. But now this is gonna be on TV. People got their phones out. It's gonna hit the internet. You know. Now, his wife isn't just a joke in front of the people that's there. She's a joke to the whole world now. So do you let your wife become a joke to the whole world? That's something to think about. You know. That's something that people need to understand. Um Hey, this is one of those conversations that can go on and on because there's so many different topics that you can even get into. Here's another topic, going back to the whole situation with the August guy or whatever, that whole situation. And I'll be honest, going back to the whole reason why I think that she needs to respect him more publicly, or at least show, at least. And when I say respect publicly, I mean as in not giving away details of their relationship. That should never happen. You know, details of their intimate relationship or intimate relationships that they've had in the past or whatever. All that stuff. Even when anything, any of their past relationships, anything that's intimate, they need to keep that off the table. Keep that off that red table. And and yeah, that should never even be in the limelight. That should never see the light of day. But going back to Jada and that whole situation with the August situation, um, that would have been a I don't want to say a good reason, but that would have been a justified reason for Will to leave that marriage. You know what I mean? Um, and I will say I don't like divorce. I don't believe in divorce. I think that if you get married and you stand before God and you stand before your family and a bunch of people that are witnesses to your marriage, that you should do whatever it takes to stay in your marriage. I do believe that. Um, but under the circumstances which with which what happened with this whole August situation, I don't know I don't know personally. I don't know if I would have had the heart to stay in that relationship. I don't know if I would have had to. That would have taken. I would have had to take a whole lot of counseling, a whole lot of therapy. That would have taken a. I would have. It would have had a whole lot of things would have had to happen for me to stay in that relationship. And maybe that's what happened within their relationship. I don't know. We don't know. But yeah. He definitely had was justified in leaving her and divorcing her during that situation. So why do I say that? Jumping back to yesterday, what happened last night at the Oscars, had they been divorced, let's say they did divorce after that incident, she would have been left by herself, unprotected, with nobody to defend her, and she would have been the person that she would have had to suffer that moment by herself. Isn't that something you had to something to think about? You know, so ladies, that's something you have to think about. That so I really hope that she really even takes that into consideration. That she's grateful that she has a man that's willing to stand up for her. You know, and I hope that she even learns to stand up for him also. I don't know if she does or doesn't. I just know that situation looked so bad and it made it seem as if she wouldn't stand up for him, you know. But I don't know. I don't know. Um, yeah, so I would love to hear your comments. I would love to hear what you're thinking about. And again, please like and subscribe to this channel. And please hit the bell, and also look in the description, check out all the different things I got under there. If you're interested in cryptocurrency, if you're interested in getting into cryptocurrency, I have links down there below to help you get started. If you're interested in the metaverse and getting into metaverse, um in fact, I'm gonna probably do a video real soon about that, and let me know if you want to hear, if you want to any more information, so I can. I do have a video about get into the metaverse. Um, I recently you got on the Oculus 2. Yeah, that thing is firing. So if y'all haven't got the Oculus 2, man, get on that. I don't have it, but I'll be getting it very soon. Very soon. Um, yeah, that thing's gonna be. I I I'll say this. Once you get on it, once you start using the Oculus, you actually see where the future is actually going. And the crazy thing is, it's so well developed, but you can see where the future is going, and the future is going to some crazy. Oh man, we're gonna see some crazy things going on with this with Web 3 hits. Oh man, well, we're already kind of going into Web 3 now, but yeah, guys, if you're interested in the metaverse, take a look at the description below. If you're interested in making money, as far as doing videos like I'm doing, um, go ahead and check the description, and you can get started and have your own channel, and do your own thing, and let's make this money together. All right, so have a good one.